I was looking at schools where I could maybe play soccer, obviously, and kind of trying to narrow it down. And when I visited Mount St. Mary's, I went to Catholic high school. So when I visited Mount St. Mary's, you know, it's beautiful, obviously, so that kind of caught my eye. And just in talking with the people, it felt really at home. And then it helped because they ran that Cooterer scholarship program, and I was fortunate enough to earn one of those. So my parents said, "You're going to Mount St. Mary's." And that was pretty much where the conversation ended. My favorite memories at the Mount, I would say almost every single one has to do with the people that we met there, that I've met here, from all of my teammates, obviously, number one, and coaches, but also just the opportunity to work with so many great professors and meet so many other people in classes has been amazing. You know, I think of all of the political science professors, and especially Dr. Rodriguez isn't with us anymore, but he was such just a great person to meet. Dr. Ream, I had the great fortune to be in his classes, Dr. Donovan, and all these wonderful people who had such an impact on my life. And a lot of the memories that I have kind of surround that. I'm teaching an 8 a.m. class this semester, and I think back to my first 8 a.m. class with Dr. Urban, and she just, you know, we met and had coffee, and just a wonderful influence on like how I would want to teach, and just the type of college atmosphere that I thrived in kind of was great. On the field, I think by far my favorite soccer memory is that from our very first game, we played against Towson, and from like a personal perspective, I saved a penalty kick, and it's one of my like definite like great feelings. And then after that game, one of the leaders of that team, Kate Carreau, was also such a great influence. Another person who I've met at the Mount that'll be just has been just a really big influence in my life, and she probably has no idea that that's the case. But you know, just having the opportunity to do that, and of course the penalty kick is always a lot of fun. So that's a great on-the-field soccer memory that I had. And from lacrosse, there's so many winning kind of memories of that, but one of the best feelings was a victory we had against Sacred Heart, and it didn't win a championship or anything. That kind of put us into the playoffs, I think. But it was just an improbable victory, you know, when your team comes back. And one of the best moments during play that ever happened was when we were defending an 8-meter shot, and Kelly Nangle, she like threw her stick and stopped the 8-meter shot. Totally illegal, but the ball like hit her stick in the air. It was amazing. So it's like one of those things that I'll never forget, that memory of that happening. It was crazy. I think the thing about the Mount, I don't think my story obviously could have, like I would never have had the opportunities at another school as I did at the Mount. I say all the time that like I could have only done what I did at Mount St. Mary's. And it just really helped me, it just gave you the space and the freedom to develop into the person that you are going to be. And just on the field, like when talk about leadership in athletics or leadership in the classroom, it gave you a lot of opportunities. It gave me a lot of opportunities to expand that role and see what kind of leader that I might be. It gave me the opportunity to learn more about what I wanted to do with my life. Where I started out, definitely, you know, I was going to go to law school and do all that, and I ended up coaching lacrosse, teaching. Now, who knows what I'm doing now. But you know, it allowed me to grow and develop as a leader, and as knowing what I wanted to be with my life. That was so valuable in that 4 years, 6 years. Going from soccer to lacrosse, the biggest thing by far in my experience, I just hit the microphone, sorry. The biggest thing in my experience was you know, how many goals you allow. It was the toughest thing to get used to, and I was really fortunate that the lacrosse players were so supportive of me when I first started. I remember our very first game, another memory, which maybe I wish I didn't remember that clearly, but we were playing at Bucknell, and I think I let in something like 7 goals in the first half. And coming from soccer, you know, you let in a goal or two, and that's a difficult situation. So 7 goals, I was a mess at halftime. I was like, forget it, you know, someone else should do this. Like, I should definitely not be the goalkeeper. You guys are crazy even thinking that this would work out. And you know, our assistant coach at the time, Lisa, was like talking me down. I was like, it's fine, 7 goals. And just getting used to that experience of the ball hitting the back of the net was difficult. But then, as we went on, I was fortunate that we played with an amazing defense, so the ball didn't hit the back of the net, I guess, as often, which was good because that was hard to get used to. I think that whole opportunity I had to start a new sport so late and to have to do it so quickly, like pick up things so quickly, was number one, very humbling, because you play a sport like soccer your whole life, and I mean, I hope Courtney would agree with this. I think it helped me be extra coachable. Like, I was just open to soaking up so much information and very humbled in my own abilities. Like, I didn't know anything, so I had to learn all of that. And right now, we're starting a new high school program in the area where we live now, and it's been actually really nice to say, you know what, you don't have to have played lacrosse your whole life. I didn't start playing till my sophomore year of college, and if you are dedicated to it and you want to work at it, you'll be able to pick up those skills. And a lot of the skills you have in other sports are really transferable to lacrosse. And just being able to use my little example to help them feel more comfortable in trying something new has also been really, really helpful. And in anything you do in life, when you might be nervous about starting something new, trying something new, branching out into a new job or whatever it is. Right now I'm kind of in the process of doing that as well, and it just gives you a lot of confidence to know you've gone through something like that, and to know I was really fortunate to have the support that I had with the coaching staff, with the players on the team, to help make that transition a lot easier. It's interesting. I was thinking, I've thought about that before, and when you're coaching, you think about what put that team over the edge, or what can I do for the team I'm coaching right now to help them have a little bit of that. And I think the biggest thing that we had on those teams was, number one, a great commitment from the players and the coaches involved. Everybody was dedicated to our cause, and it started from the leaders of the team on down. I think the leaders of the team set really good examples of this is the kind of commitment and dedication you need to have in order to be successful. And I also thought it's just some things just kind of came together where we had different personalities on the team. It was very balanced. We worked together really well. We were able to get past any little, anytime you have a group of 25, women together playing a team, we were able to get through like all the bumps and that kind of come along the way. And I think it goes a long way to the leadership, to the focus on the goals that we had. And some of us didn't know better. I was still learning how to play goalkeeper. We had a lot of walk-ons on those teams that ended up playing really well. We had even somebody, one player on the team, Meg Kelly, was injured, and couldn't play competitively anymore. And instead of, just kind of hanging around or stopping playing, she ended up being an amazing assistant coach. Just people like that. Everybody was committed to the overall goal of the team, which was, you don't find all the time, and put in extra work. And obviously, we're led by great coaches. I think Courtney did a great job putting us in a position to be successful and utilizing the skills that we had. And it didn't help to have an awesome, ridiculously awesome defense. So that was always good. The 2004 game is seared into my memory, all the games of 2004, maybe because, I don't know, you want to remember those. But 2005, I was thinking about that when you asked the question, and that's the one where we let a goal in overtime and then Kirby scored. That's that one, right? Yeah. And I have to tell you, that whole game, I knew we were going to win. There was not a doubt in my mind that we weren't going to win that game. And then I felt so bad after letting that goal in, and I'd come out to play the pass, and I don't know if I would have necessarily done it differently. I mean, I would have saved it this time around and gotten back in time. But I felt so bad about that happening. But even in that moment, I didn't think we were going to lose. I knew number one, we wouldn't let another goal go in, but I just knew that we would score. I just knew our offense would find a way to make that happen. Because that's what we did all year long. We just found a way to make it happen, and they came through in the clutch. And I think it was an awesome opportunity too for somebody like Kirby on our team, just to step up into that moment and be able to make that happen, and our whole offense being able to do that. I think we all had a lot of confidence that we would still win the game. But yeah, in that, the biggest thing that stands out from that game is feeling not like I just lost the game for my team, but I just put our team into such a bad position. How do we get through this? And going through those moments now, looking back, it's like, oh, you can learn so much from them, and this is, when other people in that situation, you're in that situation again, you can learn so much, but in the moment, it was like, ugh, that's awful. I know we're gonna win, I know someone's gonna score, but that was just awful. So, I mean, it was a deflating in the thing, and then it was such relief when that goal went in, and just being thankful that lacrosse is a team sport. It's another thing where I don't think I would ever be successful maybe playing tennis or something else that's such an individual sport, or get so much joy out of it, because it was just that big feeling of we're a whole team and together. So, but no, I think Title IX had the effect of opening up so many opportunities for my generation, and even still today. I'm the benefit right now. Like I said, I'm coaching this high school lacrosse team that the school added because it's an effort to expand women's sports still today, and I think that gives so many opportunities to women. And before you think, like, why are athletics programs valuable in high schools, in colleges, down to the youth? And it gives you the opportunity to be a leader. It gives you the opportunity to utilize your talents and skills, and excel and go through tough times, challenges, discipline, everything that athletics gives to a person. Title IX opened that up for girls as well as boys, and it just made the pool of talented female players so much bigger that it elevated the level. At every single level, women's sports improved. And so the opportunities that I had to play at the Mount, are now exponentially greater for girls growing up right now, and being able to play youth sports and come up through that and learn those lessons and have the opportunities to play in college and maybe expand where they might have thought their future would lie because of sports. I think it's been great to see that burst, that explosion of participation, number one. I think as we have so many more women playing sports and coming through in so many more of these programs, it's a really important balance that people have. And I think the biggest thing is to remember why you're here, and to stay focused on the goals that you have, whether it be athletically or academically, and try to maintain that focus on what are you here for, what are my goals, because there are times when you don't want to do a lot of things, whether it's wall ball, running, or studying. Just staying focused on the goals that you have and what you want to get out of this, I think is really important. Also, just taking advantage of the resources that you have, from tutors to your teammates to the learning centers and things like that on campus. There's no lack of resources and support for student athletes and all students that is really important to take advantage of. And then finding something you really enjoy. It's hard, like, you come in undecided, like, what do you want to do? And I was fortunate that I found, a program that I really liked, especially at the Mount. You got to know your professors, got to be, connected to them, and get support from that way as well. So staying focused on your goals and finding something you want to do, that you're dedicated to, and then using the resources that are here for you, I think is really, really important.